Welcome everyone. Here is your week for January forecast, and in this video you will find timings, best possible days for certain activities, and a little bit of a global prediction as well. I hope you will enjoy this video, and if you do so, then please push the notification button as well as the like. And I would like to make an announcement. I will be holding a webinar on part of fortune and part of spirit on the 31st of January. And these 2 points are quite important in our charts. Both of them are related to our vocational call, something to do with the work we should be doing. And these 2 tend to bring some luck in our life as well. So I am going to be showing you in this webinar how to use them in predictive work, as well as shedding light on what type of area they might be giving you some fortune in your life. So if you are interested in this webinar, then I'm gonna put the link in the description below so you can check it out yourself. So let's get started with our week. So the week is gonna be starting with the Sun square Uranus, which is gonna be happening on 6th degree of Taurus and 6th degree of Aquarius. Now, Uranus and the Sun together brings plenty of changes, as well as stimulations. Uranus is an energy which is activating, energizing things. Uranus rules the electricity, basically. So somehow the individuality, the unique features and talents are going to be a topic which sets you apart. Of course, we're talking about the core self-esteem of ourselves. So insecurities about being different, it might be an issue around these few days. And we might need to remember that it is okay, it is more than okay to be eccentric. Be who you are. You don't need to be ashamed of yourself. Because people who tend to be bullying others, they are projecting their own boredom or insecurities on you. And, you know, with Uranus and the Sun conjunction, we tend to be fighting for freedom and liberty. But actually, there is no need. We can really go with the higher manifestation of Uranus, which is the understanding part of what is going on behind the cosmic veils. So, of course, this Uranus gets a special attention from us because there are so many energies going on in the sign of Aquarius, which is the sign telling us that we should be authentic. And this could be quite a destructive energy, sometimes erratic, unpredictable. So I believe this Uranus and Sun conjunction very much telling us that we need to learn to become flexible. This conjunction can also get you a sudden realization, which is going to be changing your perspective on different things. It is telling you to be open-minded, because even though there are some uncertainties in the world, but one thing is sure, that no one can take away your personality. And of course, you can be also very anxious about the changes ahead of you. And that's why, for instance, you might be portraying some unpredictable behavior. Uranus rules the nerve system within the body, and the Sun is something to do with your core vitality. So it is very easy to shock people around you, but also people can shock you as well. People around you might have got a sudden outburst, which you don't know how to handle. So this day is not necessarily the greatest to experiment with things, especially when it comes to electricity or electrical appliances. We can easily suffer an accident, for instance, with them. We're talking about an outburst of anger, which could be very prominent on this day. And of course, the reason why, because the ego is extremely strong. Whenever there is something in connection with the sun is trying to purify the energy. So on a global level, we're talking about sun, which represents the government, and Uranus is the rebellion, the protesters, the catalysts. So there is a confrontation going on, a square between these two energies. So I can imagine somehow the government trying to fight back those who want to break away from any type of traditions or rules. Some of you might be even thinking about making radical changes in their lives, such as leaving jobs behind or partnership, because you feel restricted. You feel that you can't really express your true desire. Some of you might be even becoming interested in astrology. But the major topic of this alignment is identity crisis. And that's why you might feel an urge to make changes in your life. But the question is, are you going to be regretting that in a few days once this aspect is going to be apart? Also, you might want to be watching out on the roads. There could be extreme weather conditions, and there could be also accidents on the roads as well. The very negative manifestation of this alignment is losing your job, unfortunately. Any type of electrical appliances can easily break down. There could be, for instance, a power cut or no reception on your phone, for instance. But this could also indicate sudden pregnancy. So those who might have been concentrating on having a baby, then these they actually could work out in your greatest benefits. Now, another major event of the week is going to be the Leo full moon. And we're going to spend quite loads of time on here because this is going to be a very complicated full moon to start with. So what is full moon about? Full moon is all about visibility. It is shining light on certain area of your life. And because it's going to be a Leo full moon, Leo is all about like the royalty, a royal approach to things, something to do with the government and leadership. Now, we call this moon as the Queen's moon or the wolf moon. And I'm not going to go into the historical part of why they are called this way, but if we start thinking about what does the wolf do, they tend to be howling, right? And in the past, they used to believe that they did that because they were hungry, especially around the winter time. But actually, we realized that's not true. That's how they call the team together. That's how they coordinate, for instance, the hunting part, or that's how they locate their mates. So we can also see with this full moon energy, there is somehow the individuality and the group activities are at some type of odd behavior. And you know, Leo energy is not just about stages and celebrities and royalties, but it is also about inspiration. People born under this phase usually wants to be leaders. So because we have got the full moon here, which are containing the planet of sun and moon, it could again talk about some clashes between the government and the people. But on a personal level, this is the full moon, which is lighting up our creative side. It is inspiring us to express our feelings. So for instance, it's a brilliant time to do something romantic or creative, even artistic. There needs to be a creative flair to whatever you are planning to do on this day. And the full moon is going to be on the 28th of January, by the way. Now, the reason why this is a very complex full moon, because the sun and the moon are going to be having a T-square with Mars and Uranus, and also Jupiter is involved as well. So imagine that Sun is conjuncting Jupiter, and then we've got Moon in the opposite sign, and then there is going to be a square coming up to it from Mars and Uranus. And I would describe this energy like a party with a little bit of a spin-off or plenty of dramatic flair. So this could be, on a personal level, something about spilling your guts, and it might hurt other people's feelings. You might really want to be expressing your opinion about certain things, which could bring tension between you and others. And this square and this full moon, by the way, is going to be happening on 9 degrees of Leo, which is going to be quite important later on, but I'm going to come back to that. So with this T square, it is kind of indicating a boiling point, some type of tension in the society. And this tension can lead to discord and disagreement easily. So on a personal level, even you might become aware of any type of grudges people hold on to you, and you might have not even known about it. And because this T square is happening in fixed signs, well, we're talking about things which have been building up for a while, and people are getting pulled into different directions. So the fixed signs with that Uranus is trying to kind of explode that. So it could be a very, very dramatic period, and it could bring things out to light. I believe in the next couple of weeks from the full moon, we need to be quite cautious because people can be actually quite frustrated and angry around us. However, the Leo full moon is quite a light-hearted energy, but it is being opposed by Saturn, which is the planet of responsibility, you know, and then you are with that moon quite like a freedom-loving energy, strong-willed, an independent-minded individual. And you might insist upon living your own life as you see fit it. And you know, that's where the tension can be coming from, because that moon, Saturn, and Jupiter are opposing the moon, which is us, people. But also Jupiter can give us plenty of optimism as well. And actually Saturn is not as close as Jupiter to the sun. So we are going to be feeling the Jupiterian qualities a lot more. Which, what is Jupiter? Travel, education, publishing. So there are plenty of expanding energies involved here. I also can believe that maybe people have been promised something, or they will be promised something with this Jupiter-Sun conjunction. And of course, if they don't keep their promises, then that's when people, moon, with the Uranus square and Uranus and Mars square in the sign of Taurus, will get very anxious. I also believe that this could be indication that we will get news about the COVID situation and travel restrictions. So I think it's going to get clearer when and in what ways we can make our, you know, first travel of 2021 to foreign countries, for instance. And I also believe there is going to be news about the new education system as well in the upcoming few months. By the way, I looked at Washington, D.C.'s charts. And the reason why I did that, because obviously this week is after the inauguration day. And I wanted to see what the full moon triggers. And actually the full moon triggers the 8th and the 9th house especially. So 8th house is, especially the 8th house, by the way, which is the house of taxes and insurance, joint ventures, police forces, and moon is falling into the 2nd house, which is the house of financials. But moon rules Washington, D.C.'s rising sign. So it looks to me that people might be very cautious about their financials. Maybe there is going to be something to do with the taxes. Maybe they might be thinking about increasing the taxes and people are going to get pissed off about it. By the way, I know that, well, we are not really supposed to be like straightforward with these predictions. And the reason being is because we are living in a time when we can't say everything what we want to. So, yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to put it out there. If you don't really understand why I'm saying what I'm saying, then maybe because I'm trying to be cautious, not hurting anyone's feelings, really, in the upper crust, basically. But anyway, and then we can see also that Venus is in conjunction to Pluto on 25 degree of Capricorn. So, and Capricorn is very much about the economic situation. And Pluto is like the manipulation. So again, with the 8th house energy, Pluto Venus energy, actually, I'm expecting a major change in the financial program of US. So, moon are the people, sun is the government, and opposition is all about pulling into two different directions and somehow trying to find the midway. Oppositions are usually about some type of relationship. So on a personal level, this Pluto-Venus conjunction could be talking about somehow trying to transform our love life. It is maybe maybe a great day to talk about taboos or what is going on underneath the surface. We can start thinking about why we have got trust issues towards our partners. Let's say maybe, you're gonna have to explain to your partner why you got home later. And that could be causing a little bit of a tension within the relationship. The partner could feel somehow being let down or being disrespected by you. And therefore, the major question of the relationship this week could be about loyalty. But also, it could mean that this is a perfect day to somehow deepen your intimacy with your partner. Let's not forget that the Leo full moon has got such a romantic flair to it. And as I said, this Leo full moon is called the Queen's moon. So you might want to be treated like a queen. You might want to treat your partner as a queen. And if that's the aim, then you should do so, because actually this could really take the relationship into its next level. But of course, it really depends on the quality of your relationship, because with Pluto, we can experience crises in the relationship as well. Maybe the partner fears that you guys are not spending enough romantic moments together. And in that case, the Aquarian element is going to be a lot more emphasized, which is all about emotional detachment. So the partner might feel that you are spending more time with your coworkers or with your friends than you, and somehow it leads to some type of jealousy. Let's not forget that Mars is the apex planet in this T-square, what I was talking about. So we do need to watch out in the relationship department, because Mars is the planet of frustration. Mars is quite ego-orientated, and it could lead to fights and disagreements easily. With the Jupiterian energy, what I was talking about previously, we can have a very high expectation towards our partner as well. And of course, this is reinforced by the Pluto-Venus conjunction, because we want to be manipulating our loved ones. So a relationship could be a major topic, and not just because of these alignments, but actually there is a fiery grand trine going on the sky as well. So we've got Juno, the asteroid of soulmate connection, being very close to the south node, and there is a trine to Chiron and the moon. So this is quite a fiery grand trine. So we can be expressing our feelings quite intensely. But it wouldn't be a surprise somehow the marriage being a topic in the world. So maybe marriage ceremonies are going to be allowed again, maybe to hold a ceremony. But also on a global level, it is a very intense period, how we relate to others. And probably we don't even know who to trust anymore. If we look at closer, with the grand trine and with Chiron and Juno forming that beautiful trine, but they are also forming a beautiful sextile with the sun as well. So all of a sudden we've got like a diamond shape formed in the sky. So this could be indicating to us that if we manage to bring some of the old wounds, some of the taboos, some bits and bobs which we haven't really spoken about, then Chiron can bring us healing eventually. It is crystal clear that we need to work on our past wounds if we want to maintain our relationships. And that's extremely true on a world level as well. I believe that with that diamond shape chart delineation, we are going to be having some news revealed to us. And with very strong 8th house interest, it might be something to do with the CIA, it might be something to do with police force, maybe some secret documents are going to be coming up on the surface. Chiron is the planet of healing. And with this grand trine, we might even find natural ways of healing against COVID. Or at least we are going to be seeing a breakthrough in the healing industry. So if it's not COVID, then it might be something else, but maybe there is going to be a discovery about a special pill or a medicine is going to be coming onto the market, which can do miracles and so forth. So I'm expecting something happening in the healthcare, and because it's a grand trine, I'm expecting something good to happen. Maybe it's something to do with an additional medical device, or maybe it's something to do with the medical workers who are going to be getting maybe a little bit of an extra money or just extra benefits and so forth. But if I wanted to summarize this grand trine, then I would be saying that we have got heated emotions. We have got rebel going against authority figures. You need to understand that this could be impacting your relationships in a negative way, not just your personal one, but overall your relationships to people. So also this week's energy is like closing down a chapter in regards to some disagreements. So I feel like we are coming to an end. Maybe we even gonna be reading some type of apology letter or something like that on social media from certain people. From a financial point of view, I think this is going to be quite a hard week. I feel like the property and the financial world are going to be a highlight and negatively impacted. The market could be going up and down unexpectedly. The best advice I can give to people this week is remembering that Aquarius, where we have got all that 5, 6 planetary energies going on, is an emotionally detached sign. So we need to be staying away from any type of probably political situations. I mean, I'm not saying that close your eyes and don't read the newspapers and don't listen to television, but don't get emotionally involved because it could be affecting your personal relationship as well. Also, what's interesting this week is that after the full moon, Mercury is going to be starting its retrograde period. And this could be showing some further communication breakdown. As Aquarius, the retrograde period is going to start around the 26th degree of Aquarius. And Aquarius rules internet, any forms of communication. So actually it could lead to a major leakage in the information nets, basically. There might be some sudden news which is going to get revealed to us. this full moon emphasizes that some type of correction is needed in communication. There might be actually a cyber attack going on. There might be a major breakdown of computers, especially the bank systems are pretty much affected. I can also imagine some type of social bullying going on, which could be spread on social media, and that could be really much shocking the world. You know, the most difficult days of Mercury retrograde periods are always the beginning and the endings. So we need to be very careful how we communicate, how we are wording what we want to say, because everything can lead to misunderstandings. We can be sending emails to the wrong person. We can have plenty of technological glitches, for instance. So you might want to be double checking everything you do. The retrograde period is always about revisiting, reviewing things. Probably even if you want to be confirming something twice, it is okay to do so. If you want to back up your files, I think actually it's a good idea. But Mercury retrograde is not just all, you know, bad and gloomy stuff. Actually, this is a good period of time to catch up on things which you haven't completed in the past. So if you have been writing a book and you haven't managed to finish the last chapter, actually this could be a brilliant time. So I'll give you an example. For instance, I signed a contract during Mercury retrograde last year when I bought my property. And basically there was an agent who told me, oh, he's going to dictate the account number to me, so I'm not going to get confused by it. And guess what? He gave me the wrong account detail, and the money went to a different, you know, bank account. So I had to chase my money. I had to be in contact with the bank, and it was a torture, basically. And of course, this is exactly what Mercury retrograde talk about. We can make typos. We can make mistakes easily. Another very interesting thing which I have noticed and happening this week, and probably most of you don't even know this cantor, but Chariklo, who is a cantor, she is the wife of the wounded healer Chiron, is moving into Aquarius also on the 28th of January. So as I said, Chariklo is the wife of Chiron, and she is a deeply a feminine energy. So I would describe this as like a Buddha state of being, really. And she is very much associated with healing, sacred spaces, something to do with grace and glory. Chariklo is basically between Saturn and Uranus orbits. So she tends to be carrying Saturnian and Uranian qualities. And if you think about what Saturn is, which is all about the past, Uranus is the future, Chariklo is able to look both into the past and the future at the same time, being able to download information from it. And obviously, she carries these two energies within herself. She is trying to unite these energies. By the way, Chariklo has got a 62-year cycle. And when she was discovered, actually she was on a 6th degree of Leo. And if you remember at the beginning, I mentioned how interesting it is, because actually the full moon is going to be happening on 9th degree of Leo. So it's very much emphasizing this discovery of Chariklo. And by the way, when Chariklo was discovered, there was a six-angled kind of pentagram going in the sky. And this time around, we've got a diamond shape. So, and of course, she was spending time in the sign of Capricorn, which is all about old. And Aquarius is the futuristic version. So to be frank, I'm again seeing like a very strong feminine energy, which is becoming a little bit rebellious about things. So I'm expecting again a female movement. It might not be happening this week, it might be taking a couple of years, but I am sensing a very strong female energy rising. Yes, by the way, Chariklo is the carer archetype. So as it represents healing, I think it is also somehow talking about COVID as well. So maybe we can be expecting some type of new rules around COVID, or a new version of a COVID vaccine, or as I said, even it could be just some type of natural um, healing methods being discovered, maybe by a female, um, how to heal COVID. So this is a very interesting week, full of planetary alignments, and not the greatest ones. So definitely January and February are the most intense month of the year. But please hold up, stay calm, love each other. Give me some love as well by pressing like to this video and maybe the notification bell as well. And I will be back with your weekly forecast next week as well. Thank you very much for watching me again, and have a wonderful week. Take care. Bye-bye.